Hi everybody. It took me about 4 or 5 years to memorize the 108 steps, and I'm going to tell you how I did it, and my method might work for you or it might not, but anyway, here's how I did it. First thing, I looked at the set and I see that there are 3 times in which we do the wave hands like clouds. So I think of the whole set as being in 4 parts divided by the 3 times we do wave hands like clouds. At move number 34, we do wave hands like clouds 5 times. Then at move number 73, we do wave hands like clouds 7 times. Then finally at move number 90, we do wave hands like clouds 3 times. And that divides it in my mind into 4 parts. Now, next, I focus on when we do the single whip. The single whip happens 9 times during the set. So starting at the beginning, right near the beginning is the first single whip, and I'm just going to blow right through that one because most of us learned the first section of the set without any difficulty. But the next time we come to the whip, that's followed by the wave hands like clouds, and that ends in a whip as well. And then we're into part 2. Then about 2/3 of the way through part 2, we hit another single whip, and then we continue on through part 2. The next time, right at the end of part 2, we have another single whip followed by wave hands like clouds 7 times, and that ends in a whip, and then we're into part 3. The next time we have a single whip, and that's followed by wave hands like clouds 3 times, that ends in a whip. And then finally there's one last whip about 1/3 of the way through part 4. So I think about when the whips occur, and the last part of my method is to focus on what we do after the single whips. So starting at the beginning, there's that early single whip. I'm going to pass right by that. Then at the end of part 1, we do a whip. We do the wave hands like clouds that ends in a whip, and that's when we do our kicks. Then about 2/3 of the way through part 2, we do a whip, and that's followed by Fair Lady. That's actually my favorite move. It's kind of like a graceful turnaround, like a dance step. And it's right about the midpoint of the whole set. The next time we do a whip, that's followed by wave hands like clouds 7 times, which ends in a whip, and then is when we do the snake. Now the snake is where we sit down very, very low down on our right leg. Our left leg and our left arm are extended out forward in a very graceful move. Then we come to the end of part 3. We do a whip, wave hands like clouds 3 times, another whip. And that's when we do a move or 2 followed by a turn and the last kick of the set. Then there's the last whip, and that's followed by the second snake. Anyway, this is the method I use to kind of memorize it in 3 phases. I hope it's helpful for you, but just remember to be patient, relax, and enjoy.